It's Sunday, August 11th, 2024. Thank you for joining me today. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Before I start today, I want to remind everybody, my good friend Aaron, Texas Silver, his channel is called Texas Silver. He has Bill Holter on his show today, so make sure to go over to Texas Silver. Check out that interview that he does with Bill Holter. They're going to be talking about a lot of topics, of course, gold, silver, I'm sure world events, and why you need to be preparing financially for these events that are going to affect every one of us. So again, check out my good friend Aaron over at Texas Silver. Bill Holter, his special guest today, should be really, really good. Now getting into what's happening today, I was reading this article from antiwar.com. It's titled, U.S. to release $3.5 billion in military assistance for Israel. I have nothing against Israel. I don't like war. I hope that this whole thing in the Middle East gets resolved. The people, the Palestinians, the people of Israel, I love people. I hate war. And I bring this article up because we are spending so much money on literally everything. And of course, we are supporting all this war. We are financing all this war. Another $3.5 billion in military assistance to another country. Now, I want to remind all of you, we just broke $35 trillion of national debt right here in the United States of America. We are running a $2 trillion a year deficit. 2 trillion with a T. Deficit with a D per year. And yet we are writing checks for billions and billions of dollars. I don't understand this. Again, nothing against Israel. I have nothing against Israel. I have nothing against anybody. I have a lot against these wars, though, because there's a lot of people making a lot of money off these wars, and a lot of innocent people are dying. And for a country that is, let's just call it what it is. We are a bankrupt nation, ladies and gentlemen, and we are handing out billions of dollars like it's candy. I don't understand this. How long can this continue to go on? If you think that this isn't inflationary, you're kidding yourself. You are drinking the Kool-Aid. We are sending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars across the world that adds up to trillions when we can't even pay our own bills. This spending crisis that we have, we cannot control ourselves as a nation. We cannot stop spending money. We cannot stop getting involved in these wars and financing these wars. And if this doesn't end soon, it is going to be the end of this country. It is ridiculous what is going on. It needs to come to an end. You know, they want to tax you. They want to tax the rich. They want to tax anything they can. Why can't they just stop spending? Maybe that's where the problem needs to be addressed, is not taxing people more money, but maybe the people in Washington, this nation, needs to get its spending under control. Here's another one today. Major U.S. banks shutter 33 locations in just 2 weeks. Bank of America, this year alone, has closed 100 branches across the country. So why are these banks doing it? Of course, they're cutting costs. Fewer buildings, meaning they have less overhead. They don't have to pay those leases. Fewer buildings means fewer employees. So they are cutting costs. And while they do that, think about how many people that work at these banks no longer have a job or will no longer have a job. And then, of course, your customer service goes down too, because I don't know about you, and I don't deal with banks very much, but when you need to like talk to a human being, it's nice to be able to walk into a brick and mortar building and talk to a human being. We're going to see less and less of that. So the quality of service that you're going to get at your bank is going to continue to diminish, because there's going to be less people, less physical human beings working at these banks, because they're closing down. You'll just have to email somebody, maybe pick up a phone, talk to somebody in another country. Maybe it'll all be AI. We'll see where it all goes. But this just means we're going to see more vacant buildings, and there's so many banks out here in the Palm Springs area, the Coachella Valley, that are gone, and these buildings have been sitting empty for years. So the buildings sit empty, people lose their jobs, the tax base for those cities that those banks are in lose, and the quality of service, everybody loses. Here's one from CNN. Poll finds 39% of Americans are worried they don't have sufficient incomes to pay bills. This is a staggering number. Think about this. This is almost 4 out of 10 people. And this article comes from CNN. CNN is reporting this. Nearly 4 out of 10 people don't have sufficient incomes to pay their bills. As you know, a lot of people are cutting things out. A lot of people can't even pay their utility bills at this point. I've seen a lot of videos where people are having to borrow money just to pay for essentials like their utility bills and the grocery bills. Borrowing money just to pay for essentials at this point. If anybody out there watching this video today believes that things are good in this country, no offense, but you need help. You really, really do need some help. But this is a staggering number. So when you go out today, look at every 4 out of 10 people. Every 4 out of 10 people, according to this survey, don't have the funds to pay their bills. They're cutting something. They're not paying something. Unbelievable. Here's one from the Daily Mail. Harley-Davidson staff turn on iconic motorcycle brand as it says it's moving in the wrong direction from America base to Asia. This is again just another reminder of just how things are falling apart in this nation. This Harley-Davidson, a historic and iconic company here in America. Now they are going to move more of their motorcycle production to Thailand. Think about that. Your Harley-Davidson may have been produced in Thailand. Nothing against Thailand. I hear it's a beautiful country. But why would the most historic, iconic brand here in America, Harley-Davidson, be moving motorcycle production to Thailand? How is this going to help the brand? I mean, they've already have made some very, very bad decisions. They have some terrible management. And this company may be on borrowed time. I hear a lot of people that are in Sturgis right now are really boycotting Harley-Davidson. They're taking their business to Indian. This could really be catastrophic for the Harley-Davidson brand. It really could be. People just aren't going to tolerate it. They've made some really, really bad decisions. They've really slapped their customers in the face. And people will vote with their wallets. People may not buy Harley-Davidson. I see some people selling their Harley-Davidsons. Sean Strickland from the UFC selling his Harley-Davidson because he doesn't have the same political beliefs as they do. And their political beliefs are very, very extreme. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But this company could be on borrowed time. Another historic, iconic American company making very, very bad decisions. They could be on borrowed time. Let me know your thoughts on this. Please comment down below. Here's another one. I thought this was really, really interesting. A $150,000 house in 1988 now costs $707,500. Thank you, Fed. And I won't go through this whole article, but it just breaks down some of the past decades. In 1988, the typical mortgage rate was 10.38%, and your mortgage payment on this house that we're talking about right now was $1,076. That's what your payment was on this $150,000 house. That same house in 2006 was worth $403,624. Mortgage rates were 6.52%. Your payment was $2,086. In 2020, the same home was worth $502,649. With a mortgage rate at 2.68%, your payment was $1,605. Now today, that same home is $707,499. You have a typical mortgage rate of about 7.06%. Your payment is $3,662. Ouch. How many people can afford a nearly $4,000 a month mortgage payment? So it is going to be much more difficult to buy a home. Homes are completely overvalued. I would highly recommend not to purchase a home at this point. Do whatever your heart desires. But I think that the housing market is so overvalued. And I was looking at homes today. Price reduction, price reduction, price reduction, price reduction, price reduction, price reduction, price reduction. Days on market, 90 days, 150 days, 180 days, 250 days, 300 days. I mean, these homes are getting stale that I'm looking at on the market. So something's going to have to give here, and I do believe it will be prices. I mean, just common sense would tell you that. You have so many people now losing jobs, people who have too much debt, who could never be approved for a mortgage at this point because they have too much debt, their income is too low, and you have a shrinking pool of qualified buyers while the inventory is beginning to pile up, and these homes are staying on the market much, much longer, and there's fewer and fewer people that can get approved to buy a home at this point. And you're going to see, in my humble opinion, a lot more people losing jobs. You're going to see a lot more people not doing the Airbnbs on the weekends, which means that, you know, those 15 to 16 million short-term rentals that, you know, people bought to rent out, those 15 to 16 million homes, tons of inventory right there. They're not renting those homes out. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to try to liquidate, sell those homes, and get out of a very, very bad business decision, thinking that they were going to basically go into the hotel business and buy a couple homes on the side and rent them out and have that pay for their home. People don't ever throw into the equation that there might be a downturn somewhere down the road, that, you know, they buy these homes, they have a, you know, 15 or 30 year mortgage, and they just think that nothing's going to happen, that we're never going to have an economic downturn, a slowdown, an emergency, a crash. And so these people, they don't have the money, they don't have the reserves to carry multiple homes. They just believe that, you know, they're going to rent their home out, you know, every weekend or 4 days a week or whatever their number is. And it's going to, you know, it's going to be a walk in the park, and they're going to pay for these investments. It's not that easy. And now with the taxes, the upkeep, the management companies, there's nothing left. Nothing left. So these people are going to learn a very, very valuable lesson. Let me know your thoughts on this. What are you seeing in your areas? I would love to ask all of you this, if you could let us know. What are you seeing where you live as far as the Airbnb, VRBO market, short-term rentals? Is it slowing down in your area? Is it steady? Here it is way down, substantially down. When we had Coachella Fest, the short-term rental market was down 13%. That's pretty big, and I would expect that number to continue to fall. Palm Springs tourism is down. I was out last night, and I will tell you that the restaurants out here were dead. Some of them were doing okay. The majority of restaurants, your mid-range to lower end, were dead. Female New York PD cop has long road to recovery after being struck by repeat offender. I watched this video, this coming from the New York Post. I mean, this stuff is every day. It's unbelievable what is happening on the streets of America, what's happening to our society. If you watched this video, it's traumatic. This lady, this woman cop, is bleeding all over the place. She can't even stand. Luckily, thank God, her male counterparts of NYPD, her male police officer counterpart stepped in and basically saved her life, but she was a mess, and she's going to be out for a while. You know, there's a lot of people that, in my opinion, probably shouldn't be cops. They're so desperate to get people to take these jobs now. They've lowered the standards. A lot of the police out there, no offense to anybody, but a lot of the police out there are not really trained for this job. They are not trained adequately for this job. And a lot of people don't have the mindset for this job. A lot of people are taking these jobs now because they need a paycheck, not because it's their desire or their ambition to be a police officer or to give back to the community. They're doing it because they got bills, and they figure, well, if I take this job and I work a lot of overtime, maybe I can make 100 grand a year. They have no idea what they're getting into. They're not prepared mentally. They're not prepared physically. They don't have the training. And people are putting themselves in a very, very bad position. And it's bad for everybody. It's bad for the community too, because a lot of times these are the police officers that make the bad decisions because they're scared out of their mind. They're the ones that shoot your dog because they're too scared. They shoot an innocent person because they're too scared. They make huge mistakes. And I'm not talking about everybody, but we are bringing on a lot of people into this career of law enforcement who are not prepared, who have no business being in this career because they just don't have the mental mindset for this job. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what this job entails. This is just not for them. They're looking at it as a paycheck. And this is not the career you want to be going into for a paycheck. This is a career that, you better have the training, the mindset. You better be making quick decisions. You better be sure of yourself. And you shouldn't be shooting somebody's dog because it ran up on you and barked. Okay. I see too many videos like that. I'm a dog lover, and there are some really sadistic people out there. And look, I have a lot of police friends. They're great people. And overall, I think that there's a lot of really good law enforcement out there. But man, I've seen some really sadistic ones out there. You've seen the videos where they really enjoy like shooting your dog and stuff. It's really pathetic. But God bless the good ones. And we should be holding the standards to a very, very high level, but we're doing the opposite. Here's another one today, New York Post. Ferguson officer suffers severe brain injury at protest on 10th anniversary of Michael Brown's death. This happened outside of the city's police station. Officer Travis Brown suffered a severe brain injury Friday after being knocked to the ground. He right now is in the hospital fighting for his life. If this guy survives, he's going to have a completely different life. He's not going to be the same person. Police arrested Elijah Grant for the assault, apparently, or suspected alleged assault. I mean, this is a tragic. We are witnessing a country now without rule of law. And look, you just cannot be running around assaulting law enforcement. There's absolutely no respect for law enforcement, no respect for human life. People have lost respect for their cities. They've lost all respect for themselves. This is really, really sad. Here's another one. Jewish man stabbed by attackers shouting "Free Palestine" and anti-Semitic slurs. I have nothing against Palestine or the Palestinian people. I have nothing against Jews. Again, I hate war. I hate this violence. This happened Saturday morning. This attacker shouting slurs. You got to be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this stuff is really accelerating every day. It's story after story. You could be in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood. You could be at Fashion Island, Newport Beach, and you could be involved, in a robbery in the parking lot, like those elderly people were, and that woman that lost her life a few weeks ago there. You don't know how fast things can happen, and things are happening fast. They're happening everywhere, every state, every city. The crime is absolutely out of control. Here's another one today. We have a Venezuelan migrant freed from jail after allegedly mugging an 80-year-old woman in Chicago. This is a 47-year-old male migrant from Venezuela. He's out of jail, walking the streets of Chicago yet again, and he's been arrested for other crimes too, and he's still walking around. This is a ticking time bomb. Why is this being allowed? I have no idea. If you're in Chicago, where I grew up, born and raised in Chicago, comment down below. What are you seeing in the city right now? It is such a shame to see our once beautiful cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Philadelphia, the list goes on and on and on. These beautiful, historic cities that are complete war zones, third world countries at this point. Graffiti everywhere, infrastructure crumbling, all the copper wires and the lights have been stolen. You've got criminals from all over the world walking the streets now. What in the world is going on? I hope that all of you are training. I hope all of you are preparing. I hope all of you have the ability to take care of yourself, because the odds of something happening to you now every day is going up, because nobody is coming to save you. Don't count on the police. Don't count on the system. You don't know who is walking around now in your neighborhoods, your gated communities, your shopping malls, the beach. You have no idea. It is a frightening time here in America, socially, politically, economically, and spiritually. Things are absolutely beginning to unravel every which way possible. And as I've said many times, this is not a one-dimensional game. You've got to be preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. You know, too many people just think that this is going to be an economic downturn, maybe an economic crisis, collapse, but they don't understand that there's a lot of moving parts with this, and that it's not going to just be economic. It's going to be very social. You're going to see a major social collapse in America, and you're watching it implode right now. And you have to be extremely careful out there. You need to be aware of your surroundings. You should be in the best physical shape of your life right now, no matter what your age is. And I want people to stop making excuses. My back hurts, I have a sore elbow, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm too old. Stop making the excuses. I don't have the time. That's the worst excuse in the world. You don't have the time. The excuses have got to stop right now. You know, it's just amazing that people are so scared to, get into shape, learn how to defend themselves. What if you're scared right now? What in the world are you going to do when a real situation arises in your life? And if you look at what's going on in the world right now, there's a high possibility that you may be in a situation at some point in your life. And I hate to say that, but the odds are going up every day that you may have to take action at some point, and you may have to engage in something that you don't want to, because you're not going to have a choice. Somebody could be coming into your house because they might think you have something they want. You might have money. You might have food. They might want somebody in your family. Are you going to be able to defend yourself? So I've never seen the country this destroyed. And unfortunately, I believe it's going to get much, much worse. I'm going to leave it there today. Stop the excuses. Learn how to take care of yourself. Get into shape. Learn defensive skills. Stop making excuses, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very, very serious time. And, the people out there that don't believe this, you got to get out of your mom's basement and see the real world. Please stop living in your make-believe world of Netflix. Get out of your make-believe bubbles, because you're going to be the ones that really are susceptible to what's coming. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Talk to all of you very, very soon.